Farmers in India are protesting, and some politicians outside India have appointed themselves their spokespersons. Did the farmers ask them to? Most likely not. Are they helping the cause of the farmers? Certainly not. Tonight on Gravitas, we'll discuss the international politics over Indian farmers and why it's a dangerous trend. Let's start with a man who is at the forefront of this. Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada. He wants to be seen as the guardian of liberal values around the world. Unfortunately for him, the world sees through his hypocrisy. And this is the most recent example. Justin Trudeau lectured India on peaceful protests. India responded firmly. The Canadian High Commissioner was summoned. A démarche was issued. The Indian External Affairs Minister withdrew from an event hosted by Canada in protest. How did Trudeau respond to India's anger? With a shrug. And another rant on fundamental rights. Justin Trudeau says Canada will stand for the right to peaceful protest. Commendable, we say. Does he extend the same courtesy to Canadian citizens? Has Justin Trudeau upheld the right to protest for his own citizens? And to answer this, I'll have to take you back to February this year. That's when Canada saw its own share of protests and blockades. Rail crossings were closed, passenger and freight trains were disrupted, there were layoffs, even fears of fuel shortage. Who was protesting and why? The indigenous community was protesting against a gas pipeline in Canada that would run through their territory. And the community's leaders claimed that they never approved of this project. And so they protested. Guess what happened? The police in Canada led a crackdown. A series of arrests was made in northern British Columbia. One of the community leaders said the police brought, quote unquote, a whole damn army there. They conducted a raid, and that only made the situation worse. What started as a local issue turned into a nationwide campaign, a Canada Band or shutdown of sorts. So what did the Prime Minister say? Did Justin Trudeau hail the peaceful protesters of his country and speak up for their rights? I'd rather you heard it from the horse's mouth.
Canadians have been patient. Our government has been patient. But it has been 2 weeks, and the barricades need to come down now.
That's Justin Trudeau saying blockades are quote-unquote unacceptable and untenable. Classic hypocrisy. When Canadians protest, Trudeau wants them to respect the rule of law. When Indian farmers protest and blockade, Trudeau turns it into a human rights issue, complete with a video statement saying Canada wants to defend the right of peaceful protest. Sure, we all do. But blockades are as unacceptable in India as in Canada, especially in the middle of a pandemic. The Canadian Prime Minister is not alone in practicing this hypocrisy. Opposition leader Erin O'Toole said his party is watching the situation in India. Leader of the New Democrats and known Khalistan sympathizer Jagmeet Singh accused the Indian government of quote-unquote perpetrating violence. His party launched an online petition calling on Trudeau to speak out. Then we come to the UK. Lots of drama in London this weekend. Separatists laid siege on the Indian High Commission. Pro-Khalistani groups were on the streets, protesting with Khalistani flags. The Khalistan movement is a secessionist movement. Members of this group assassinated an Indian Prime Minister. Anyone who supports or condones their actions is a terror sympathizer. Countries like Canada and the UK give shelter to Khalistan supporters and turn a blind eye to their activities. Those protesting in India are Indian farmers. Those hijacking their cause sitting in Canada and the UK are not. At best, they're opportunistic politicians. At worst, they're Khalistani backers. 36 British MPs have now written to the British Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab. They want him to raise the issue with India. I'll tell you all about these MPs in a bit. Let's get over with the sponsored protests first. Protests were also seen in the United States, in New Zealand and Australia. Thankfully, no separatist voices there. The point we're making is quite simple. Indian farmers have grievances. They have a right to protest, and they are protesting. The government of India is talking to them. Multiple rounds of talks have happened. Both sides will have to walk halfway to resolve this. There is no room for a foreign player here. Attempts to intervene are misadventures. And they're a disrespect to the sovereignty of India. And this is just a bid to internationalize India's farmer protest. The effort is being led by vested interests, by separatist elements and lawmakers with dubious links and double standards. Thank you for watching Gravitas on WION's YouTube channel. If you want to stay up to date with what's happening around the world, then subscribe to our channel and don't forget to like and share. Thank you very much for watching WION. World is One.